Hello everyone, welcome back to our online lessons. My name is Nijat. In today's lesson, we will be talking about the narrative tenses, like narrative tenses for upper intermediate level. Okay, so if you are an upper intermediate level student, you can join us and you can learn today's grammar, narrative tenses with us today. Okay, so narrative tenses are the tenses that we use when we are talking about the past. Okay, like if we use the narrative tenses, we don't have to use any tenses related to present. For example, present simple, present continuous, present perfect. Okay, please don't use that. We use narrative tenses to talk about the past, and we can use them to tell a story, to describe past events, including personal anecdotes. Okay, so firstly, I will explain how can we use narrative tenses, in which situations we will use, and like the narrative tenses, it means we should use past simple, past continuous, or past perfect and past perfect continuous. Okay, so this kind of tenses, when we are telling a story in the past, we use them in that story. For example, when I lived on the island, I enjoyed walking on the beach in the early morning with Bonnie, my best friend, and my dog. So when I lived, I enjoyed. What I used here, I used past simple, lived, enjoy. Okay, and let's continue with the second part. Britain declared war on Germany on 3rd of September 1939 after Germany had attacked Poland 2 years earlier. So Britain had been trying to negotiate a peaceful settlement. As you see, we have three different tenses here. We have past simple, we have past perfect, and we have past perfect continuous. All right. So firstly, I will explain them step by step, starting from past simple and past continuous and past perfect and past perfect continuous. So let's first learn how can we use a past simple if you are telling a story or if you are talking about the past. We can use the past simple for action that started and finished in the past. Okay. For example, a series of events, someone's life. Let's talk about Nelson Mandela. Like he was born in 1918. Okay, so he became the first black president of South Africa. All right, and he spent 27 years in prison. Okay, in his battle against the system of apartheid. Okay, so which tenses I used? I used just past simple because like all of the actions happen in chronological order. Like was born, became, and then he spent 27 years in prison. And the past simple is often used in stories and dialogue too. Like you can see from the text here. When Bobby went down for breakfast, Matt looked up. Did you hear the storm last night? Bobby says, no. Bobby didn't answer. Your brother went out last night. He didn't come back. Do you know where he went? And blah, blah, blah. So, from these sentences, you can see all the tenses we use here was a past simple. So the past simple for action that started and finished in the past. It's not related to now. Okay, if you have any question regarding the past simple, if you have any, maybe you may not understand the exact usage, maybe you don't understand how can we use a past simple or past continuous. Like, keep in your mind, we use a past simple when we are talking about the actions happened and finished in the past. Okay, it's not related to now. All right, let's continue with the past continuous, another tense for narrative, like when we are talking about the story, or when we are telling a story, or describing something in the past, we can use past continuous as well. So in this case, you can ask me, all right, we have a past simple and we have a past continuous. How can we use a past continuous? We use a past continuous for background information, like I wanna highlight it. Background information and to describe a scene or situation that continued for some time. Like as a student, you can ask me, at a teacher, yesterday at 7 p.m. what were you doing? Like using the past continuous and making a question. What were you doing? I can answer to your question like this. I was eating my dinner, or I was having a shower, or I was writing an essay, I was teaching English. Okay, so what I used here, I used past continuous, like starting from some point, like continuing till another point. For example, at 6 o'clock that evening, then was still missing. Bob was feeling worried. Barney was barking loudly. So, as you see, we have past continuous here, okay? And we can use both of them in one sentence, like past simple and past continuous in one sentence. So we often use a past simple and past continuous together when one action interrupts. It means like you can say cuts or stops another. I was strolling along the beach one day when suddenly Bonnie ran off. Or when I was sleeping at home, my mobile phone rang. Or when it was still raining when Bobby woke up the next morning. Dan was sitting at the table when she went in the kitchen. So she went into the kitchen. Yeah. Here you can see we used past continuous and past simple together. I was learning English. Yes, thank you, Miss Gizem. Tuke says hello. Hello, Tuke. And by the way, I am waiting for your comments. If you didn't understand the grammar, if you didn't understand the sentence, you can leave a comment and you can ask me, teacher, can you explain it in different way? Yeah, sure, I can. All right, and the next one. The next one is about the past perfect, past simple and past perfect. I think like it can be complicated for the students. I'm gonna make it clear, much clearer for you to understand easily. Like let's talk about past perfect. So the past perfect is another tense of narrative tenses, another form of narrative tense. The past perfect, like imagine more than one actions happen. Okay, for example, there are 2 actions, or 3 actions, or 4 actions. It doesn't matter. Like, for example, when I came back home, my family had already eaten their dinner. Okay, so in this sentence, we have 2 actions. Okay, let me write it here. When I came back home, my family had already eaten their dinner. So in this sentence, you can see what I used like past perfect and past simple. Like the action, which action happened first, we will use past perfect, and which one happens the second, we will use past simple. All right, and let me show you. Like I'm gonna use the material from like English file material for upper intermediate level, and narrative tenses: past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. And you can see we have 4 types of sentences. And as I told you before, we can use past simple to talk about consecutive actions, that the actions happened in order, or situations in the past for the main events in the story. Like we arrived at the airport and checked in. Like first action happened and then the second started and finished. Like in order. Okay, we arrived and then we checked in. We arrived at the airport and then checked in. I came home and I ate my dinner. Okay, I went to Justenglish and I started learning English. So firstly, I went to Justenglish, okay, in order to register, and then I started learning English. This is a past simple. Like we use a past simple to talk about consecutive actions or situations in the past for the main events in the story. Look at the second type of the sentences. As you see, we have past continuous. Like past continuous tense, to be in the past, was and were, plus a verb with ing. For example, read, reading, write, writing, sleep, sleeping. Okay, like to be plus verb with ing. We were having dinner. Okay, when the plane hit some turbulence at 9 o'clock. Most people on the plane were reading or were trying to sleep. So here you can see I used past continuous here, like at 9 o'clock most people on the plane were reading or were trying to sleep. Like both of them are in the past continuous tense. So we use the past continuous to describe a longer continuous past action, okay, longer continuous past action, or situation which was in progress when another action happened, or to describe the action, the situation that wasn't completed the past time. So this is the past continuous. And next one about the past perfect. Like how can we use? You can read it here. Past perfect had plus the third form of the verb, had been, had gone, had done, had bought, had come. Okay, so all the verbs must be in the third form of the verb, like past participle form. Had plus past participle. We use the past perfect to talk about the earlier past, the things happened before the main event. As I told you that when I came back home, my family had eaten their for example lunch. Okay, so this is a past perfect. Like when we arrived at the airport, we suddenly realized that we had left one of the suitcases in the taxi. Like look at here, we had left, like firstly we left one of our suitcases in the taxi, and then we went to the airport, and then we realized that so the suitcase we didn't take. So when we arrived at the airport, we suddenly realized that we had left. Like this action happened first, and then we realized it. We arrived and then we realized that. Okay, so that's why we use past perfect here and then the past simple. All right, let me check your comments. You don't have any questions so far. I've explained like past simple, past continuous, and past perfect tenses. And if you haven't understand like maybe any part, maybe some part here, you can ask me. Okay, you can let me know which part you didn't understand, and I can explain it in more details. All right, the last one is about the past perfect continuous. Like we have past continuous, we have present continuous, we have future continuous, we have present perfect continuous. Okay, so when it comes to past perfect continuous, it's a little bit tricky and it's a little bit difficult for students to understand it. like teacher, we have past continuous tense and we have past perfect continuous. So what's the difference between the past continuous and past perfect continuous? If we have a past continuous, why we need past perfect continuous? Okay, don't worry about that. I will explain, okay? We use the past perfect continuous with action verbs. As you know, we have two types of verbs, right? We have action verbs and we have non-action verbs. Like action verbs, for example, write, writing, okay? Read, reading, move, moving, talk, talking. And at the same time, we have non-action verbs such as know, I know you, I knowing you, no, we can't. I am liking you, I've been liking you. Oh, no, it's false. We shouldn't use that, okay? So we use past perfect continuous with action verbs, okay? To talk about longer continuous actions or situations that started before the main events happened and have continued up to that point. Please keep in your mind. We use past perfect continuous tense to talk about the continuous actions or situations that started before the main events happened and have continued up to that point. All right. Okay, non-action verbs. I told you that they are not normally used in the past continuous or past perfect continuous. Okay, Irina left a comment here. We arrived at the airport and checked in. When you're arriving is first action, so it might be we had arrived and checked in. Yes, but you know, pay attention to the grammar. Like these actions happened in order, right? Like firstly, this thing happened, and few minutes later, the second started and finished. That's why we should use past simple. Okay, so if something happened in a consecutive way, consecutive like first, second, third, fourth actions, like in order. Okay, without any long period of pause. We don't have any like long time between the first and the second action. Like I arrived at the airport and then I checked in. Mr. Ahmed asked me, could you explain the third part again? Third part, I mean, you mean past perfect? If it's the past perfect, yes, I can explain. All right. Mr. Ahmed, for example, we have two actions in the past, right? For example, when I started teaching English, okay, or when I came into the room, I use past simple. My mom, okay, had finished her jobs. Okay, so like firstly, she finished her jobs and then I came. So we have two actions in the past, and if one of them like happened and finished before the another action, we use a past perfect. And I will show you. Don't worry about that. And we will continue with the exercises, and you can understand clearly. Don't worry about it. I guarantee it. Okay. Could you explain the third part again? I see. So if the time gap between, Irina says, I see. So if time gap between actions is short, you need to use past simple or plus past. Yeah. If it doesn't matter about the short or long, but keep in your mind that past simple, something happens in order. I came, like, okay, let me tell you, Irina. I came home and drank a glass of water. Yeah, like I started teaching English and then I drank a glass of water. And at the same time, you can ask me, what's the difference? Past perfect, simple, and continuous. Like past perfect, both of them, past perfect, simple, or continuous, happen in the past and finish in the past. The thing, like the past perfect continuous, emphasizes continuous, like you can see here, continuation of an activity, like something was in progress in the past and then finished. Like the past perfect simple emphasizes the completion of an activity, okay? Like Lena was crying because she had been reading very sad book. So she had been reading, but Lena didn't want to see the film because she had already read the book. Because this one happened firstly, like maybe 2 years before, like 2 years ago actually. 2 years ago she read the book, and then these things happened. Like Lena didn't want to see the film because she had already read the book. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on the grammar. I don't want to talk about it a lot. Just let me explain in the exercises, okay? Let's continue with the exercises here. We have a short text here. If you can't see, I can zoom it, okay? Can you see the text here? I think yes, everybody can see. Look at the text closely, please, and choose the correct verb for each sentence, please. Like the got has been already like chosen. Meg and Lime, Mark, go on. Got a nasty surprise when they had checked in or were checking in at the Heathrow airport yesterday with their baby Sean. So look at this sentence. We have two actions and we have to choose the correct one. Which one is it? Which one is correct? Can you tell me which one? And I'm gonna check your answers. Please write the answer in the comments, okay? I will check your comments. Got, we were checking, Irina says, and I'm waiting for the others. Okay, I'm waiting for the other comments. Had checked in or were checking? Which one? Okay, at the moment, just Irina answered to this question. Okay, maybe they, the other students, they got confused. Dileriz says were checking. Okay, let's wait for the other comments. Had checked in or were checking. Like we had checked. Simge Gündüz says had checked in. Okay, I'm waiting for your comments. Let me explain the past continuous. We use the past continuous and past simple together when something interrupted. Okay, something interrupted by another action. Okay, when I was sleeping, my mom called me. Like a group of students says past perfect we should use here, had checking, and another group of students says were checking. The correct answer is were checking. The were checking is the correct answer. You can ask me why, because Meg and Lime, Magon, got a nasty surprise when they were checking. Like when this thing was happening in the past, this one happened. Like interrupted by this action. Got and were checking. Were checking is a correct answer. Yes. Let me check who wrote correct answer. Irina, Dilara, Tuko, and Ilkay. Thank you. Thanks so much for your answers. The correct answer is were checking. Okay, let's continue with the second one. The second sentence. The second sentence, we have two verbs here. Like they had one, like had one past perfect or just past simple. They had won 3 free plane tickets to Rome in a competition, and they were looking forward to, or they had been looking forward to their trip for months. So, which one? Had one or were looking forward to, or had been looking forward to? So, okay, let's, number two, which one? Like, let me ask you firstly, number two. Number 2, they say Dilara says 1, Kevser says 1, Kenan says 1, İlkay had 1, Arif Ağaçtan says 1, Kader Bulut 1. Okay, so the correct answer, okay, I'm waiting for the other students. Okay, and let me tell you the correct answer. For number 2, the correct answer is had 1. They had won 3 free plane tickets to Rome in a competition, okay, number 3. I will explain this sentence again after getting your answers for number 3. Okay, I am waiting for your answers for number 3. We're looking forward to or had been looking forward to the 3-4 month. Which one? Were looking or had been looking? Let me check your answers for number 3. Had been looking forward. Tuka says were looking forward. Okay, we will see. Tuka. Ekin says had been looking. Dileriz had been. All right, and let me wait for the others' comments. Ahmed says we're looking. Okay. We will see the correct answer. Okay, that firstly I have to wait for other students' comments, and then I will announce the correct one. Kevser Kaplan says we're looking. Okay, we will see, Kevser, which answer is correct. And you can tell me why we're looking and why had been looking. That's the point. And I want you to understand it deeply, okay? Like Turkish people say, salladım. No, don't do that, okay? Don't choose the answer randomly. Choose the answer logically. So we're looking forward to or had been looking forward to. Everyone is waiting for the correct answer. Okay, let me tell you. Number 2, as I told you that had 1. The number 3, the correct answer is had been looking forward to, because we have past perfect here, and if we have a past perfect, we should use past perfect continuous, not past continuous. Okay, because when we are talking about the longer situations, longer continuous situations, we should use, actually we must use past perfect continuous tense. Okay, so let's continue with number 4. Let me congratulate the students who choose the correct and the right answer. Arif, İrem, Ekin, yes. Dilara, Kenan, and Beril. It's correct. Mr. Arif says past simple plus past continuous with together with the past perfect and past perfect continuous with together. I know that. Am I wrong, teacher? No, you are not wrong. You are correct and you are right. Thank you. Yes, like in most cases, we use past simple with the past continuous and past perfect with past perfect continuous. Okay, like past simple and past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Okay, let's continue with number 4. Number 4, but unfortunately, they had been forgetting or they had forgotten to get a passport for their son, so Sean couldn't fly. Okay, for number 4, had forgotten. Why, Elena? Why did you choose had forgotten? I really wondered about your answer. Okay, so which one? Which answer is correct? Had been forgetting or had forgotten? The students say had forgotten. Yeah, the correct answer is had forgotten. Why? Because forget is non-action verb. I am forgetting. No, I can't say I've been forgetting. No. If it is a non-action verb, we can't use in the progress and we can't use in a continuous tense. That's why The correct answer is had forgotten. Yes, the most of the students, actually all of them are correct. Fantastic answer. Thank you. Thanks so much for your great answers. And next, let's continue with number 5. Luckily, they had arrived or were arriving very early for their flight. So they still had time to do something about it. Okay, so luckily they had arrived or they were arriving. Which one? Had arrived past perfect or past continuous? Which one? Okay. I am waiting for your answers for number 5. Let me check the students' answer. They say had arrived. The correct answer is had arrived. Yes, great. And number 6, they had run or ran to the police station and the airport to apply for an emergency passport. For number 6, had run past perfect or past simple ran. Which one? Yuna says ran, Ekin says had run, Gizem says ran. Okay, let's wait for the other answers. Tuko says had run, okay. Why? Had run. Okay. And after this exercise, we have a quiz. Okay, we have a great quiz and like consists of 10 questions, and we have to choose the correct answers, and we will see who will get the maximum point. Okay, so let's first do this part and then we will continue with the quiz. So they had run or they ran to the police station, the airport to apply for an emergency passport. Which one? Okay, Gizem says ran, Tuko says had run, Arif had run, Ekin had ran, sorry. Dilara says ran, Kevser says had run, not rum, it's ran, run. Beril says had run. Okay, the correct answer for 6 is ran. Okay, past simple, not past perfect. The students, he got false answer, who wrote the false answer. They have to be careful with past simple and past perfect. Like this is a consecutive actions. Like firstly the thing happened and then the second started. Then they ran to the police station, the airport to apply for an emergency passport. Like in a consecutive order, in a consecutive way they happen. Okay, number 7. Was going, Meg was going or went with Sean to the photo mentioned while Lime had filled in or was filling in the forms. Yes, this sentence really interesting sentence, and if you pay attention to that sentence, okay, carefully, you can find the correct answers. You can find. It's not a big it's not a much difficult question. Okay, so the first part, number 7, they say Tuko says was going, went and was feeling. Arif went is a went. Okay, let's wait for other answers. Number 7. Okay, if everybody wrote the answers, I can continue. I can inform. I can announce the answers. Okay, was going, when was feeling. So let me announce the correct answer. Mega was going or went. So number 7, the correct answer is went. Meg went, it means like first they ran to the police station, the airport to apply for an emergency passport. Meg went with Sean to the photo mentioned while Lime was filling in the forms. Like first one went while blah blah blah, like we should use in the past continuous tense, like while Lime was filling in the forms. So went and was filling in. Yes, I want to congratulate the students who wrote the correct answer. And the last one, the last sentence, the passport was ready in an hour, so they hurried or were hurrying to the gate and got or had got on the plane. So, last sentence, two correct answers we should choose. Which one? Which one is correct? They hurried to the gate. Maybe they were hurrying. Maybe, I don't know. Let me wait for the student's answer. Then I will tell you the correct one. Hurried and got, they say. Okay. Thank you, Gizem, for your answer. Mr. Emin, thank you so much as well. Okay. Let me wait for the answers. Okay. All right. Both of them passed. Mr. Emin says. Melissa Şık says hurried and got. Tuko says hurried and got. Okay. Let me tell you the correct answers. Okay, before telling that answer, I'm gonna wait for other students. Okay, for number 9. For number 9, yes, the passport was ready in an hour, so they hurried. Great, thank you. Thanks so much for your correct answers. To the gate, like hurried to the gate and got on the plane. Like both of them must be in the past simple. Yes, both of them must be in the past simple. The correct answer, hurried for number 9 and got for number 10. Great. And thank you. Thanks so much for your answers. We had a short text here. And then we will continue with the quiz. All right, but before starting to talk about the quiz, I'm going to give you the information about the Justenglish. We have Instagram account and we have a YouTube channel. And like on the Instagram account, you can see the recent things that you can get weekly programs, okay? Like we have the lessons for English, like for different levels, elementary level, pre-intermediate, intermediate, and upper intermediate. In order to get the news from the like Instagram about the Justenglish online lessons, you should follow our Instagram account and you can watch the videos on our YouTube channel. Okay, go to the Justenglish YouTube channel, subscribe it, and follow what we do there. You can see, you can be aware of everything. Okay, and oh, what I did here. Yes, let's continue with part B here. Put the verb in brackets in the past perfect simple, like had done or continuous, had been doing. Okay, if you think both are possible, use the continuous forms. So we will choose just 2 tenses. Okay, past perfect or past perfect continuous. How many sentences do we have here? We have 10 sentences and we have 5 minutes left, and after 5 minutes left, 5 minutes, we will have a short break, and after the break time we will continue with the second part of the lesson. So let's choose the correct answer, the past perfect or past perfect continuous. For number 1, I was really fed up because we blah blah blah. Okay, machinist man says intermediate difficult. It's not intermediate, Mr. Machinist. This is upper intermediate level. Okay, I'm waiting for number 1. I was really fed up because we what? We what? Number 1. I've been waiting for your answers, guys. I was really fed up because we what? Past perfect or past perfect continuous. Q, in Turkish language you say sıra, sırada beklemek you say. I was really fed up because we, like this is an action verb That's why we should use past perfect continuous. Yes, I was really fed up because we had been queuing. We had been queuing. Okay, past perfect continuous. Had been plus verb plus ing. We had been queuing, not past perfect because it is action verb. Gizem. Okay, and Beril. Irina, be careful. Emin says have quit, not have. We are talking about past perfect and past perfect continuous. So the answer is had been quitting. Number two, she went to the police to report that someone, okay, someone what? Thank you. Thanks so much, by the way, for your answers, Mr. Arif and Kenan. Yeah, they are correct answers. Q like a tail. Tail, it has the same meaning in Turkish, but in English, we don't use that. Q and tail, we don't use Q. In English, we say line, okay? I'm in a line or I'm in a queue. Yes, had stolen. Had stolen is the correct answer. She went to the police to report that someone had stolen her bag. Had is the correct answer. Yes, not has stolen, Mr. I2. Had stolen is the correct one. Number three, eat blah blah blah all morning. The streets were wet and there were puddles everywhere. So, sentence number three, which one? Which one is the correct? Number three, it has rained or it has been raining. Sorry, it had rained or it had been raining. We must choose past perfect or past perfect continuous. Which one is correct in your opinion? Ekin says had been raining. Dileriz says had been raining. Okay, yes. Had been raining is the correct answer because it happened for a long time in the past. It had been raining all morning. The streets were wet and there were puddles everywhere. So let's continue with number four. She got to work late because she blah blah blah her from at home and go back and get it. Leave and have to. We have two verbs and we have to choose the correct forms of the verb. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait for your answers. Okay, she got to work late because she what? She had left. Yes, like she had left. This part we must use past perfect. She had left her phone at home and okay. Yeah, Dilara, thank you. Dilara, yes, great. Had to go back and get it. Yes, had. Okay, the first one had left. The second one had to go back and get it. Yeah, both of them must be in past perfect. Great. Congratulations. Super. And the last one, it's not the last one, the last one for the first part of the lesson, and then we will continue. Number five, I almost didn't recognize Tony at the party. Okay, last sentence for the first part of the lesson, and then we will have a short break. Then we will continue. Let me wait for your answers for number five. I almost didn't recognize Tony at the party. Why I couldn't recognize Tony at the party? Because, yes, he had changed a lot since I last saw him. Yes, had changed. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for your fabulous answers, like fantastic answers. And after the short break time, we will continue with number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we will continue with the rest of them. During the like break time, you can have a cup of tea or cup of coffee, and you can rest. Then we will continue. Thank you so much for your answers, and after 15-minute break, we will continue.